because I actually enjoyed so much about the course because it was this wonderful combination of community, um, what I would say would be new distinctions with exploring the soma as a facet in thinking about not only how I show up as a coach, but also in the coaching process for those clients that I have. Um, just in the learning, right? I get fascinated and really want to dig into the learning. So there was not only just new for me, but also depth that one could take in many different directions. And as I think we said at the end of the course, as much as it all seemed very new and you're trying to get a grasp of some of these things, by the end you realize, well, it's just the beginning. So how much the process was a solidifying factor of the previous new field distinctions. It was just really a strong anchor and solidified a lot of those pieces for me. So that was pretty fantastic in reinforcing previous learning. Um, so I would say that was sort of the most surprising aspect of it. I think, well, it's most certainly changed the way I coach in a couple of different ways. Number one, it has changed the way that um, the way that I notice. It's I think some of us as coaches maybe have a natural inclination to be able to pick up on little things that are taking place in the conversation. This sort of turned the volume up on that for me, in not only just the physical response, but um, paying attention in the way that I coach now, also in thinking of the body as not just something that's giving me a signal, but a place to actually intentionally explore as a portal to new discovery. And that's fundamentally shifted not only how I show up um, as an individual in the way that I approach as a coach, but also in the ways and the areas that I'm able to explore as a coach as well. It's fundamentally shifted my assessment of what a coach is and can be, because I now not only am I showing up differently, am I noticing things differently in who I am as a coach in the coaching process, which becomes areas to explore, in things that resonate and that take place in that conversation. It's not just a dialogue anymore. It's sensing into the presence and the energy of what's taking place in the conversation, what's coming up for me, what's coming up for the coach. There are more facets and dimensions that are showing up now that are available to me and in the conversation and the relationship going forward that were not there, which I think is just simply fantastic. I was saying I am still relatively a new coach. So almost a year into have completing TAPOC, it has given me more confidence in the sense that there are more avenues to explore, which gives me sort of like new tools, new ways to think about things, and um, there's more confidence in the fact that I have more available to me, even if I haven't practiced them as much as I would like to yet as a new coach. I do have more available to me, which is definitely much more confidence building in that. Arc of transformation was by far the one that really impacted me the most, I think, um, because it put a distinction in a very succinct way to something that I had been circling around for a very long period of time, and I really couldn't get my language around it. And boy, it just happened at the right time, and it is fundamentally, um, it's given me a not only a faster way to get a better sense of what's taking place in a conversation, um, and not just for the client, but for me and what I might be holding on to, what I might be fused with, and really getting a better sense of not only how I can evolve as a coach outside of the conversations, but also pay attention to what's going on for the client in it. And so that for me was really, I mean, it makes total sense as many of these things do, right? But then it just was able to put words to this thing that I had been struggling with. So it was wonderful for that reason.